Hello, y'all. What is up? I'm back. Wow. Last episode, I was like major sad girl. This episode, happy girl, thriving girl, abundant girl. You know, that's just what life is like as an emotional. One day I'll be down in the dumps. Next day it's like I'm on top of the motherfucking world and life is good. So, welcome back to the Joyride podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Joy. Happy Saturday. Happy 11/11. It's November 11th today. I am starting a human design series where I teach and share and talk about different human design elements because human design is the foundation of the mind, body, joy method. Like, this is the reason why this whole coaching business came to be, is because of the human design system and because of how much I believe in it and how much it is truly, like, not even joking, truly transformed my entire life and how I see myself, how I love myself, how I move throughout this world. It just makes so much sense to me, and I don't have any episodes like really going into the knowledge behind human design. So we're not going to talk about like what human design is, what, when it came to life, the whole thing. Like I have that information in other episodes of mine. This first episode, we are going to talk about the 5 human design energy types, break down like what they are, what do they mean for you. And if you are interested after this, come get a session done with me. Come get your human design chart read. Also, you'll probably be able to pick up which energy type you fall under, even if you've never heard about the system before or you've never had your chart read. Like, your intuition is such a powerful fucking gift. So you'll be able to probably, decipher which type that you fall under. So let's start off with identifying the 5 types. So we have got, I'm going to go from the majority of people to the most rare. So starting off, we've got the generators. Then we have a subset under the generator category, which are the manifesting generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. So right now, generators make up the bulk of people. I want to say it's about like 35-ish%. Manifesting generators come right after that. I think they're like 34% or something. Projectors are sitting around 20%. Manifestors are at 8 to 9% of people, and reflectors are the 1%. So, one word to describe each energy type. The generators are the builders. The manifestors are the visionaries. So together, you make up a manifesting generator. So those are, I like to say, we're the alchemists because we can build, but we can also create and hold that vision. The projectors are the project managers, and the reflectors they literally just are the mirrors. They are the reflectors. So let's start off with the generators. Let's think about the definition of generating. Like, or if you think about, having a generator in your house, it generates energy. So when you lose your power, you got to pull out your generator so that it can generate energy. So generators are the builders. These are people that are ruled by their sacral. Their sacral is the gut, basically. So you're ruled by what your gut is telling you to do. So generators are here to generate energy, but they're not just here to generate energy. They're here to generate really good fucking energy. So generators are here to build. They are here to respond to life. So within each energy type, we have something called a strategy. So think of your energy type as like your aura, okay? Your strategy is how do we actually go about making shit happen for ourselves in our life. So the strategy for a generator is to respond. I'm going to break that down. So as a generator, you're moving through life. You are here to respond to life. So what that means is you need to actually wait for life to bring you things or people or experiences, whatever that looks like. And then we need to wait until we get a response from you. So you're going to get a response, something or someone. Let's say you're a woman and you meet a new guy and you're going to have either a positive or a negative response to him. And it's probably going to be a quick response based on what your gut is telling you. So you have to actually wait for the universe to bring you things. Now, having that sacral defined energy, this center is all about life force energy. It's all about sexuality. It's all about pleasure. It's all about like fertility and joy and like truly what lights you up. So generators, when they are doing things that bring them joy, that excite them, that light them up, that make them feel like they have this life force type of energy in them, you're creating more expansive energy for everyone else. So I'm sure that you've met a lot of generators in your life. Every time you're around them, you're just like, oh my God, they're so magnetic. And I just like feel this crazy pull towards them and I don't know why. You're also probably looking at them as being incredibly capable human beings, because these are the people that once something, again, comes across their path and they have this positive reaction towards it, that's when the strategy comes into play and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to pour all of my energy into it. So usually the generators are people pleasers because naturally people see them as these people that can just go and do and hustle and grind all day. So naturally a lot of generators are still in that people pleasing phase, or they are recovering people pleasers, and they are now learning that in order to move through life in a very aligned way, they have to be incredibly fucking selfish, and they have to discern, when something or someone new comes into their life, is this actually for me? Yes or no? Because if it's not for you, it's going to give you the adverse effect, and it's not going to generate more energy. It's actually going to leave you so incredibly frustrated, and it is going to drain your energy. I know that I've been there so many times in my life where I'm pouring all of this time and this energy and this effort into someone or to something that I'm trying to build, and I'm just like, fuck, man, I feel so drained, and it's actually taking all of the life out of me. And as a generator, you are literally here, again, to create good energy, but you are here to show the rest of us how we can enjoy life more, how we can make life more fun. So all of the things that you are continuously pouring your time and your energy into, whether that's out of, those people-pleasing tendencies, my loyalty is to these people, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I've always done. But in actuality, what you're doing is you're not leaving any space. You're not leaving any space in your life for the universe to bring you new things, to bring you these new people, to bring you these new experiences, to bring you these new creative ideas, whatever that is. You have no time, you have no energy, you have no space in your aura. You're blocking all of this out with things and people that actually don't serve you, which is what we do not want to do as a generator. So advice that I would give to anyone, but specifically the generator energy type, is you need to be taking constant inventory of who you are giving your energy to, who you're giving your time to, like what you're giving your time and energy to, because I guarantee you, as a generator, if you are not feeling expansive, if you are not feeling radiant and magnetic and just so lit up and truly joyful in what you're doing in your life, you're probably giving a lot of your time and energy to things that are no longer serving you. Again, out of, your loyalty to this, or that's what's always worked for you, or I simply don't know how. I don't know how to do anything else. You need to start slowly telling people no. Like putting up boundaries, because again, nothing new can come into your life if you are continuously pouring into things that no longer serve you. And that's not the point of your beautiful, expansive energy type. You are here to give energy to us all. One of my absolute favorite generators is, I always want to say Melissa Wood Health because that's her business name, Melissa Wood Tepperberg. If you don't follow her, she is incredibly well known in the health and wellness space. She has a workout app where she shares her Pilates practices, meditation practices. She's got a ton of really incredible instructors on the site. She offers like recipes, her favorite products. But if you just go to her Instagram and look at look at her Instagram at any point in given time, go to her stories. The woman is just so fucking lit up with life. She's so lit up with what she's building and what she's doing. She is such a beautiful, true example of what the generator energy type is. I could obviously talk for days about what each energy type, embodies, but I'm just going to give you that little sneak peek for now of what the generator energy type is. So again, your strategy is to respond. You're here to respond to life. Your signature, what that means is when you are truly living out your design, your signature is satisfaction. So you just feel so satisfied with where you're pouring your time and energy to. You're satisfied with how you feel. You're just satisfied with life. Your not self is frustration. Man, have I felt frustration so much in building this business. Like, I have to constantly remind myself, Rebecca, why the fuck are you getting frustrated? Oh, it's because I'm pouring my energy into things that I actually don't want to fucking do. So that's just like such a good question to ask yourself on the daily. Do you like doing this? Yes or no? Do you like how this person makes you feel? Yes or no? Do you like that your time is, going towards this thing, whatever? Yes or no? All of the no's, even if they're a half-ass no, it's not a yes. It's either a fuck yes or a hell fucking no. All of my generator friends know that in their life. They're either like, I'll talk to them about human design and they will constantly reiterate back to me, yeah, I always think about, is this a hell yes or fuck no? I'm like, it literally is that simple. So that's a generator energy type. Then we come to the manifesting generators. I fall under this category. When I first had my human design chart reading done and I found out what a manifesting generator was, I truly was like, holy shit, my entire life makes sense. So I really think of the manifesting generators as the alchemists. We are here to do things in such a non-linear way. We are here to create things that have never existed before. Whereas with a generator, and I'm not here to say that like, oh, like this one type is better than the other, or like you can only do this because you're a manifestor or whatever. That's so not what I'm saying. But like the generators, something else can already exist in the world, but they're just making it better because they're adding their like extra oomph. They're adding their energy to it. The manifesting generators hold these two really strong archetypes, being the visionary, but also building. So, and I'll get into like what the manifestor energy type is obviously, but with the manifesting generators, being an alchemist, you're just like your entire self is such an individual. The way that you do things, the way that you go about your life is in such a non-linear way. So your strategy, because you fall under the generator energy type category, is still to respond. So I know as an MG that yes, there are times where like I want to go initiate and I want to go inform and I want to be like, I want to start things, which is what the manifestor is here to do. Also at the same time, I need to wait and see what my response is like to things. So I constantly feel like I'm toying back and forth between like wanting to inform and like share on my platform and what I'm doing. But then I also have this other very strong side to me that just wants to build and grind and like put all of my energy towards what I'm building, basically. So when they come together, and I know that everything that I just said might be a little confusing to you. So with the manifesting generator energy type, okay, you are someone that is multi-passionate, you are multi-fascinated, you are a multi-hyphenate being who is here to hit mastery on so many different things. With the generator, again, I'm not going to say like as a generator, you can only have one craft in your lifetime, but really the generator's goal is to become a master at their craft for whatever that is. Now, of course, we are all ever evolving human beings, so your desires and what you value is going to change over time. But with the manifesting generator specifically, it really is not about the actual thing or the service or the product, whatever that is, the passion, the interest, the hobby. It is about your underlying energy because you are someone that is going to want to do everything all the time. I honestly truly feel like my energy is all over the fucking place and like I have ADHD. And I read something the other day for manifesting generators. it's less about, like, I can focus on something, but is the concentration there? Because I honestly feel like, if you watch a bird and they're high up in the trees and their head's just like moving a million miles a minute, that's how I feel all the time. I can sit down with myself and be like, what do you want to do? And then all of a sudden I can just list off 56 things that I want to do. Do I want to go on a walk? Do I want to read? Do I want to journal? Do I want to work on my business? Do I want to call a friend? Do I want to read a book? It's like, it's so exhausting. So I have to go back to a practice that the generator energy type uses. Ask yourself yes or no questions, because the sacral really only operates in black and white, yes or no. So I really try not to put myself in this open-ended bubble of possibilities and opportunities. So I will sit down and ask myself, do I want to work on the podcast right now, or do I want to work on a newsletter? Do I want to work on content for Instagram, or do I want to work on my website? Do I want to read a book, or do I want to go for a walk? It's very easy for me to feel so all over the place because I want to do everything at once. And that goes back to what the manifesting generator is. We just naturally have so many passions. We have so many interests, but we are here to hit mastery on so many different things. So naturally, we are the people that do best when we have a million things going on at once. Now, of course, there may be phases in your life where you feel like, okay, my focus is just going towards this one thing. And as I get deeper into really living in alignment with my design, I see that I can have 5 or 6 different projects going on at once, but some phases of my life will look like, okay, in a day I'm working on the podcast for 2 hours, then I'm working on my business for an hour, and then I'm going off and doing this other job. Some other phases in my life may look like, okay, I'm just heavily focused on the business, or I'm heavily focused on this one thing, or I'm heavily focused on the podcast. Does that make sense? So it really is, it really goes back to how your energy operates. But what a lot of people don't understand about this energy type is we move on so fucking quickly. I mean, I have had jobs for 3 days. I've had jobs for 3 weeks. I've had jobs for 3 months because I got the wisdom, I got the lesson from whatever I was doing so quickly. And I knew that it was time to move on. Now, there have been other points in my life where, I stuck around for way too fucking long when deep, deep down inside, I knew that I was over it a long ass time ago. But, because of those people-pleasing tendencies and because of conditioning, I thought, I need to stick around for X, Y, or Z. But in actuality, I always knew that I was ready to move on to the next thing. So let yourself pivot as many times as possible. If we look at a generator's trajectory, I think about people in my life who started from, point A and then they went to point B and C and D. It's a little more linear. With the manifesting generator's journey, it's I'm hopping from A to Z to M to N to P. It's we're kind of all over the place and it's not going to make sense. So you get to this point in your life, I'm now very much so at this point where I've tried out all of my interests. I've exercised all of my passions and my hobbies, and I'm only 28. So it's not okay, I'm done here in life, but I've now confidently gotten to this point where I've created this new method, which is the Mind, Body, Joy method. I've created this new system based on the energy that I was bringing to all of my skills and my natural talents and my passions and everything that I was just oh my gosh, I have to go do it. And I now have created my whole, it's just a whole new method, a whole new program. So that's why truly the manifesting generators are the alchemists. We are here to create something that no one has ever seen before. So do not get down on yourself if you feel like you are pulled in so many directions, or, oh my gosh, I really got into guitar and then after 3 months, it's I'm over it. Just trust yourself, and there's a reason why you're over it. Now, not everything you're gonna feel okay, I'm done with this, I'm gonna go abandon it. Some things you just need to shift your focus and you need to pivot and go into another direction. Also, being this energy type, I know that my mind just changes so often. I I really radically trust myself now in my life, and I know that not everything I start, I have to finish. And that is okay. Also, it's okay for me to change my mind. And I've now really confidently spoken up and shown to the people in my life that I'm going to change my mind. So let's say if a friend of yours asks you on a trip, in the moment you're like, fuck yes, I want to do this. But actually in 2 weeks, you're like, actually it's a no. I kind of just like use that example in life. You know, if there's something that I'm pouring all of my energy and putting all my eggs in that one basket, there may be a time in 2 months or in 3 months where I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. So really learn to release the pressure and also release this need to defensively make people understand why you are moving on so quickly from one thing to the next. And also with yourself, like don't question yourself if what you're working on, one day just comes about and you're like, I'm over it. There doesn't always need to be a reason why you're over it. Just trust in yourself and trust in your intuitive sense. Trust in knowing that like maybe it'll come back to me. I mean, I actually just posted on my Instagram stories today. My dad had sent me a video of 5 years ago, literally on November 11th, 2018, when I was in the works of creating my own independent workout class. At the time, I was working as a personal trainer at a gym, and I wanted to create my own independent workout class. I'm like, you know what? People need to know the foundational basics of just creating a good workout. I brought in all of my own equipment. I brought in all of my own dumbbells, and I named the business Mind, Body, Joy. It was workouts for your mind, body, and soul. I quit it after a few months because I was just like over being a personal trainer, and I always knew intuitively that it was never my actual workouts that made someone lose weight or made someone show up. It was like me embodying this energy of being a really good fucking coach, and that's the energy that I've carried with me throughout my corporate job, throughout when I was a tutor in college, literally just throughout everything that I've done. But 5 years ago, I was convinced, like I thought I was going to be the biggest, baddest trainer. I was like, I'm going to be the next to like Whitney Simmons. I'm going to create the YouTube channel and the whole thing. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that the business would have taken off. It would have been a success if I was in it. But I wasn't anymore. So I pivoted and I shifted and I tried on so many new hats and I explored so many new passions and interests of mine. And now 5 years later, after being the personal trainer, after doing all of these things, I now have created my own method that really encapsulates everything that I am. A method that is all about confidence. It's all about empowerment. It's all about bringing your authentic truth and harnessing this power within and bringing your gifts to light. It involves, this is literally just like a shameless plug for the Mind, Body, Joy method right now, but it makes so much fucking sense because it all attributes to being the manifesting generator energy type. I mean, my program is all about connecting with your mind. It's all about self-understanding. It's all about really living a holistic lifestyle, a wellness lifestyle that involves connecting with not only just your body, but connecting with your physical body and feeling really, really good in your physical body, but then also creating your joy, like creating a life that you are proud of, that you are moving from a very soul-driven place where you are spiritually connected to yourself, to your own source, to God, to a bigger energy. So, 5 years later, the brand came back, and I always intuitively knew that someday I would bring it back. But now it just means something totally different, and it makes so much sense. But throughout my entire 20s, it's like I would do all these things and I'm like, okay, but how is it going to lead me to the one thing? That is the epitome of a manifesting generator. You are here again to create something that is so new to the world because you have that vision, but you can also build it. So yeah, just give yourself grace and know that it's not going to make sense when you're like in the journey. I mean, the journey never truly ever fucking makes sense if you are going after your dreams and going after your goals, but the gift is the journey. Like the gift is not when you hit, a certain dollar amount or you hit this accolade or you hit this whatever. It truly is in the journey. So that's a manifesting generator energy type. Multi-hyphenate, multi-passionate, here to hit mastery on so many different things. Now we have got let's talk about the manifestor type before we go into the projector. So manifestors right now are about 8 to 9%. These are the people that are like, I'm going to do it my fucking way or nothing else. These people do not want to be boxed in. Like growing up as a manifestor child, I mean, I'm not a true manifestor, but I have manifestor tendencies. These are the people that like really know how to raise themselves. They just want to do everything on their own and they don't want to be told what to do and how to do it. So the manifestor, let's go back to the manifesting generator really quickly. Generators have their sacral defined. Manifesting generators have both their sacral defined, their throat defined, but then they need they need a channel connecting one of their motor centers to their throat center. I'm not going to go into the depths of that now. We're just going to focus on what each of the energy type styles is. So the manifestor does not have a sacral defined, but they have their throat defined. The throat center is the manifestation center. It's the communication center. So manifestors are the visionaries. They are here to initiate. They are here to inform. They literally are the ones that are here to spread the message. Now, the way that they work as a manifestor, their strategy is to inform and to initiate. Also, really quickly, because again, my brain is just like working in 500 million different directions being a manifesting generator. Manifesting generators have the same signature, which is satisfaction, and same not self, which is frustration as the generators. Now, the manifestors have a signature of peace and a not self as anger. So as the manifestor, they are here to really, I'm going to like paint this picture for you. They are the train drivers. They're the people that are going to they have this very confident, bold, courageous, authentic energy about them because they truly are one of a kind people. They're here to step up and tell everyone and be like, hey, this is what I have going on. This is my vision. This is what I'm creating. You can either come with me and see what I've got going on or like don't even fucking bother coming my way. With being this very like bold, out there type of energy type, the manifestors just have this like immediate reaction to spread the news about something. So very opposite to the generator energy type where you have to actually wait for the universe to send you something and then you got to sit back and see like, what's my response to this? Manifestors, totally opposite. They're like, fuck that. I'm not going to like wait for anyone or anything. I'm just like, if I want to go do something, I'm going to go do it. I went to an event this past Tuesday and I was standing in line and talking to this woman who just started her business, I think this year or something, and she runs these conscious singles events, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I've always wanted to do something like that because like I fucking hate dating. I think it's like just so annoying. And she was telling me how she's a manifestor. And I'm like, how did you get into working with Soho House and all these other places? And she's like, literally, I just said that I wanted it and I just informed and I initiated. And I was like, oh my God, you're such a manifestor. These are the people that are literally here just to speak up and say, this is what I want and this is the direction that I'm moving in. Now, especially being a woman, like growing up, I know personally, and it's so crazy. It's just like so crazy how all this stuff is so connected and so intertwined and so aligned. I kid you not, growing up, even until like I was in college, I always dealt with issues with my throat. I always had strep throat growing up. I always had bacterial infections in my throat, like literally 3 to 4 times a year in college. It was insane. And then I finally got my tonsils out and the problem basically went away. But I knew it was because I was holding back my authentic truth. I was holding back my voice from speaking up and just like sharing whatever the fuck was on my mind. So manifestors naturally can feel very closed in. They can feel very boxed in. They, are told by a society, well, you shouldn't speak up. Well, you shouldn't share your opinion. Well, you shouldn't share, what you're here to share with other people, which is the complete opposite of what a manifestor is here to do. They're here to, just move through life, basically working through what is being channeled through them. They're supposed to initiate, they're supposed to inform other people, but also their cycles of working are very nonlinear. The manifestor people, one of my favorite manifestors is Adele. When she is working on an album, you'll see her like in the press, she'll be online, on social media, she'll be very forward facing, but then she'll like drop off the face of the earth for 2 to 3 years. And you're like, where did Adele go? Like, these are the people that I literally forget about them because you're never seeing them, because that's just how their energy cycles work. It's like this big push of energy, but then also they have to retract and they have to, really come back to their own energy battery, basically. And they have to learn how to recharge that in a way that works for them. So what else about the manifestor type? They, again, are the visionaries. They are here to hold the vision for other people, but they're not always the builders. So, like, the manifesting generators, again, we're seen as being very, very capable to other people because we can hold that vision, but we can also build and hustle and grind, again, if it's something that is giving us life and giving us energy and not draining us. But for the manifestors, it's like, get yourself a generator, like put their ass to work, because you're here to speak up. You're here to share. You're here to, say what's on your mind and share with the masses what you're doing. But you can't always be the builder. You just don't have that. You don't have the ability to create and sustain your own energy like an energy being does, which is the generator or the manifesting generator. But own your authentic truth, own your boldness, own your individualism. Like, you aren't like anyone else, and you are here to, speak up and share where you're going, what direction you're moving into, and just know that you are the cause and everyone else is the effect. The founder of human design, Ra Uru Hu, is actually a manifestor, and I can't remember when he passed away, but there have been so many new iterations of what the human design system is, and I truly believe that, like, his purpose in life was to just, like, birth this new idea, birth this new movement to the collective, and then, like, let all of us, like, take it from there, which is just, like, so true for a manifestor. Like, you're here to create the new vision, to put it out into the world, but then, like, let everyone else take it and make what they want out of it. So that is the manifestor type. Very, very bold, very, again, individual type of energy. Again, you are about 8 to 9% of the collective right now. And honestly, you guys, I'm sure I'm forgetting, like, so much else about each energy type. But again, I just wanted to really give you, like, a teaser of what each energy type is. Now we have the projectors. So projectors are about 20% of the collective. Projectors, you can be an emotional projector, you can be a splenic projector, you can be a self-projected projector, you can be a mental projector. There are so many different types of projectors, but they also do not have their sacral defined. So projectors are naturally, they're here to make things more efficient and more effective for other people. So that's why we call them, like, the project managers. They are truly the guides for the tribe. And they do not have the ability to create and sustain their own energy. Now, again, I'm not going to say that, like, they can never create their own energy. That's not what this is about, but they can't always sustain that energy. So naturally, living in this world, they have been conditioned to keep up with the people that are, like, wake up at 5 a.m. and, like, grind all day. And, like, if you really care about your business or your dream or whatever, you're just going to, like, work these 20-hour days. The projectors are not meant to work like that. The mantra that I've given for the projector energy type is working smarter, not harder. Truly, like, these are the people that, it's funny because most of the projectors in my life are workhorses because their signature is success and their not self is bitterness. So all projectors are obsessed with success for whatever success means to them. They are all just obsessed with making something better, and they can just see that. They're obsessed with making something better, and they can see that so clearly. So on their own, they don't always like have the energy to keep on going at times. So they really rely on us. They really rely on the energy beings to give them energy. And their strategy in making things happen is to wait for the invitation. So what that means is all projectors, like, naturally, and this may take some time, aka come work with me and, let's figure out what your projector magic is, but naturally they all have, everyone has their own gifts, but projectors specifically are really skilled in like their own niche. So they first have to see themselves as the expert. They have to see themselves as, I have something to give to you, whether that's a person or a business, whatever. I can help make your business so much better, because the energy beings, sometimes we're just like so consumed with the work itself that we don't take the time to look up and think like, how can I actually, again, work smarter, not harder? Why am I, pouring so much of my energy into something? The projectors come around, they're like, I can help you make this so much better, and I can help you make this so much more effective and efficient and quality, and again, just help you work smarter so you aren't working as much. That's why we say that the projectors are here to actually work like a few hours a day, because they are so efficient in what they're doing that they can do that. These are the people that can really just like see the system. They can see processes, and they're so good at creating that for other people. But again, they are the people that are obsessed with success. I kid you not, every single time that I meet with a projector at the end of a reading or at the end of a session, they're like, okay, so what can I do better? What can I improve on? These are the people that you show them anything, and they're naturally going to like spot out all the weaknesses, which is not a bad thing, but they are here to guide us. They are here to make our lives, again, so much more efficient and so much more effective. So one, you need to see yourself as that expert. So if you are not getting any invitations in your life, whether that's like invitations for like selling your services, selling what you offer, like invitations from people to meet up, like new people in your life, whatever, these people aren't seeing you for what you have to give. So you have to fully own and fully see yourself as being an expert in whatever you are doing. The second thing is you need to realize that a lot of people are not ready for what you have to give to them. And we're not going to go into this in this episode, but a lot of the channels and a lot of our gifts that we have to give to other people, it's like we have to be invited in, and we can't just like be throwing all of our shit onto other people because they're not ready to see it within themselves. So that's a major point with the projector energy type, is not a lot of people may be ready, and they don't have the space within themselves for your wisdom to land. So this is where the not self comes in as a projector. Bitterness, where you're like, oh my God, but like I'm so good at this and I can make their life so much easier and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But the other person is not ready to take in and to hold that wisdom that you have to give to them. So just know that you showing up in your light, in your gifts, is going to be enough for the right people. Naturally, you are also going to get projected on a lot. Like, I work with someone who's a projector. She's incredible. She just went on a trip. This past weekend, she went on a bachelorette trip, and she came back and she was like, oh my God, I feel so drained. I feel so exhausted. I feel so bad. I just like don't even feel like myself. And I'm like, people are always going to be projected onto you. And if they don't align with you, it's going to drain your energy and it's going to make you feel like absolute shit. Also, as a projector, if you are trying to keep up with the generators, with the manifesting generators in this world, It's going to cause you a lot of issues. It's going to cause you to be disconnected from yourself. It's going to cause you to feel so exhausted and so drained and so burnt out because you're trying to keep up with a world that is not made for you, literally. Like, you're not made to work. I mean, I don't think that anyone's made to work the 9 to 5, but like, you specifically can do so much with less. So stop trying to keep up with everyone else. But also know that, again, you're feeding off of the energy of other people with not having that sacral center defined. So get yourself around the right people. This person that I was just talking about, whenever she's with me, I'm like, I help you light up your own energy. And that's just such a true testament as to how we can all help each other. She has helped me immensely with creating like systems and processes and like really like incredible strategies and tools within my business. All of these things that I naturally, they just don't come easy to me, like the systems and all these things. But like, I have so many ideas and so many creations, and I can hold the vision and I can build and I can put all of my energy towards it. But like, I need help with making things better. I need help with streamlining things, with help with making things more efficient and effective. So again, that's why the projectors are called the project managers. And I don't want to say that projectors like can't be the visionaries and they can't go out and build things, because trust me, I know plenty of incredibly successful projectors with their own business. Like, they're the star of the show and they've done everything. But really, why they've hit this massive level of success in their life is because they're so fucking good at what they do that they're getting invitations left and right from people. And they are now, most of them are at this point in their life where they're transitioning from working like a fucking dog and they're working way, way less, which is actually the right thing for a projector. Like, you should be working less than everyone else because you need more time to just like give to yourself. So projectors like need a lot of rest. They need a lot of downtime because they get so easily drained, again, if they are trying to keep up with those people that can sustain this energy for really, really long periods of time. I also like to say that projectors really help people fill in their gaps. Like, I've worked with a ton of projectors who like our advisors, our consultants. Again, it's not to say that there's no one that like can't be an entrepreneur or can't be a business owner or can't be this or that, but projectors especially are just, they're so good at advising people because they're so good at guiding people, like just in such a different type of way. Like, I know that I'm really good at guiding people, but it's so different for a projector because all of them, they just have this thing with like the systems and the processes and creating these new methods for people. So that is the projector energy type. Now, the last energy type we have is the reflector energy type, which is the most rare of all the types. They are the 1%. Now, if you're looking at a human design chart and you're looking at the 9 energy centers, reflectors have every energy center open, so they are like massively being projected on. They're the ultimate mirrors for other people. They are literally like a chameleon. They can be everything and nothing all at once, which is so insane. One of my few, because I have very few reflector friends because they are so rare, she is so incredible, and every time that I'm with her, she doesn't even need to say anything, and she literally just has this ability to pull out of me whatever I need to see within myself. Like, it truly is crazy that she is such a mirror for me, but she's a mirror for everyone that she's around. So she and all of the projectors are like they're like the epicenter of their tribe, because they are just naturally taking on everything of everyone else's. They're taking on everyone's desires. They're taking on everyone's fears. They're taking on everyone's stresses, everyone else's identities, everyone else's pressures. They're taking on everything of everyone else, and they are literally like being morphed into whatever that is and pushing that out to everyone else. So that's why naturally they're just chameleons, because they're constantly shape-shifting. So for them, their strategy is to wait. It's like wait 28 days or wait until a full moon strikes, because they need time. They need time to make a decision. They need time to figure out, like, is this really me in this present moment, or am I just intaking all of the emotions, feels, desires, whatever, of everyone else? Like, my reflector friend recently has told me that she just needs time. She needs time to pour back into herself, because the last few years of her life have been so draining. She's been so dedicated to her work, to her business, and what she's building. She's like, I just need time to figure out if what the fuck I'm feeling is mine or if it's all of y'all's, because, like, she just naturally is being projected on. And she can feel everything of everyone else. She can feel every shift in the environment. She can feel, again, just everything that we need to see and feel within ourselves. So with being a reflector, never try to, like, confine yourself to one identity, because you are the ultimate shapeshifter. You are constantly trying on so many different personalities, so many different identities. And again, you can be everything and nothing all at once. And that's literally the message that you are here to show all of us. Like, we can change at any given moment in time. And you are here to, you're almost like the temperature of everything and everyone for wherever you go. So you're constantly, like, you are just this walking, spitting image of telling the collective, like, you're here to tell us, you're here to show us, like, what we're feeling and what is happening universally. So naturally, just so much energy is being filtered through your system that is not yours. So really just be mindful of that the reflectors, like, you are a reflection of everyone else. You are the 1%. You are incredibly misunderstood. You are so fluid because you are so undefined. Reflectors are really like walking embodiments of feminine nature, because you are so open in your chart. Feminine nature it operates in flow. It operates in fluidity. There's no sense of masculinity and, like, the structure and the control. It really is like easy breezy. I can change at any given moment in time. So giving yourself that time to be the vessel, because you are here to help other people see. You are here to help other people feel. You are here to, bring the unconscious to conscious levels. Like, you are here to help heal all of us by being such a powerful force of reflectiveness. Is that a word? Reflectiveness, of reflection, of light, of community as well. So just know that time is on your side. You never ever need to rush through a decision. And also, let yourself move through the different phases, just like the moon. The moon goes through so many different phases in a cycle. Like, it goes through so many different zodiac signs. It embodies so many different types of energy. That's what you are here to show all of us, that you can be so many different things. You can change yourself at any given moment in time, but you're here to just share, and you're here to be. That's what it's about. Like, it's less about the doing and more about just being, like, being in your own essence, being in your own energy, being in the truest version of yourself for whatever that is in this given moment in time, and not forcing yourself to be anything else, because you can change. You can change at any given point in time. And your physical body it's so important to this process, and keeping, like, your spaces and keeping your environments in check and in tune with what you need, because you're the temperature. You just, like, pick up the vibes of everything. So reflectors especially, it is so important for you to put yourself in spaces and put yourself in environments that you feel comfortable in, that you feel confident in, that you feel like this version of yourself, or whatever that is in this present moment, you feel really, really connected to that. That's all that's coming to mind for what a reflector is. So those are the 5 energy types in human design. If you are interested to learn what your specific energy type is, come see me for a reading. Come see me for some sessions. I've got some really, really cool packages for different types of people. What else? Now, again, I just want to reiterate, everyone is everything, okay? I've met people and they're like, oh, I don't feel like this energy type. Hell, there's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm a manifester. I'm a projector. But I know at the end of the day, the way that my energy works is like a manifesting generator. Like, we are all a little bit of everything, but we all fall under one category for a reason. So I don't want you to listen to this and be like, oh my God, I have these other tendencies, but I'm actually not this energy type. Like, I have a lot of tendencies. There are times when I totally feel like this type or whatever. So, the human design system, I really see it as a self-love system. I see it as a system that allows me to look at my gifts, to look at how my energy, is meant to operate, is meant to work in alignment. I look at my strengths, I look at my weaknesses, and I don't see them as like, oh, fuck me, this is who I am. It's like, oh my gosh, I love how I am. I love that I feel super spazzy throughout the day and I want to do a million things at once. I love that I'm naturally gifted and talented at so many different things, and I'm here to hit mastery on so many different things, and I'm here to say, fuck that, I'm over it after 3 days of a job if it's not for me, and move on to the next thing. Like, human design has taught me that it is truly okay to love exactly who I am as I am. So the system is not meant to feel like, you have to conform yourself to, these gifts and this energy type and whatever. It's here to expand you. It's here to show you, again, that you are perfect exactly as you are, and there is a way for you to move through this life with confidence, with power, with strength, for being exactly as you are. And that's the problem with, the way that our world is set up. They expect us all to do things the same, and it's like, no, that's not how we're going to, be living a life that feels incredibly fulfilling and joyful and successful to us. There is a way that each of us can get there, but it's based on what you need. It's based on how you work in a way that actually is going to work for you. So that's why I love this system so much. This is the first of the human design series, the 5 energy types. And stay tuned for the next episode in the series. I'm thinking that it's going to be on the authority types, which is how you make your decisions. But thank you so much for tuning into the Joyride. I love having you here. I love having you as a listener and supporting me in my journey. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.